Hi everyone, my name is Sunny, and today's pick a card reading is going to be a celebrity crush reading. It's going to be about your favorite actor or actress and how they would treat you. And I have 3 piles for you guys to choose from left to right. I have pile 1, 2, and 3. If you need more time to contemplate on the cards, you're more than welcome to pause on the video. Otherwise, skip to the timestamp in the description, and I'll see you at your pile of choice or piles of choices. So I hope you guys are having a lovely day and you enjoy this video, and thank you all so much for watching. So without further ado, I will start with the first pile, pile number 1. Your cards are the 10 of Cups reversed, which, by the way, I will I will put the celebrity crush, actor, actress on the left side. In the middle is the feeling, which is more or less how they would treat you, and the right side would be you. So the next one is the Magician upright, with the final card, the Tower reversed. So how would your celebrity actor or actress treat you? Sorry, my nose is getting itchy. Okay, so for you, pile 1, I don't think... It's interesting how both of you have reversals as your signifying cards, but for one, I think this person either might be... Are they someone that's been disillusioned with the fact that they had a family and it didn't work out, or it feels like maybe the particular celebrity crush you might like is on the rocks maybe, or just not in the best. It's one of those turmoil moments for them, obstacles maybe in the partnership or union or marriage that they have. It just feels like they have not a great time right now, right? They're not... Either they don't have it and they want it, or they do have it and it didn't go about the way they thought, right? So it could be that, or another scenario that they keep that part of themselves pretty tight and closed to themselves. They're not going to let anybody get to them. That safety net is within themselves, and that's not somebody that somebody else can kind of get nosy about and stuff. So it feels like this person probably has strong boundaries if that's the case. Some of these scenarios can apply to the specific celebrity that you're thinking of. With you as the Tower reversed, I think if you're someone that has changed, you have had a lot of heaviness in your energy and change. So maybe you recently had to, for example, whatever you consider one of those losses or tragic losses, maybe in regards to your psychological mind, that was maybe dramatic and traumatizing. Maybe you had to endure something and nobody else could see it but you, or maybe you were going through a mental health struggle and then you fought through it and it's helped change you, but it was something that was eating at you and you struggled with behind closed doors and nobody can see that. So maybe that's why you're attracted to this particular celebrity crush, is that they embody that what you envision. Maybe you're projecting onto them that, like, oh, they are the perfection of family, or they are the perfection of that person you can see yourself in a union, right? It just feels like there's someone who who you might think that they're stable, but deep down they're not. They're very... Doesn't mean they're wishy-washy. It just means that their emotions are not as stable as you think they are. So they're someone that is probably very dependent on maybe having that partner or that family be like their rock. Not so much codependence, but they kind of need that like safety net. I think this person likes that. And with the Magician in the middle and how they would treat you, it feels like if they were to walk into this connection, it feels like they expect miracles. It feels like they might want to make magic happen and want to give it a second chance to see, like, how can I get this 10 of Cups right? How can I get it upright? How can I get this 10 of Cups upright with this particular person? And with you, I think you would have to go through a lot of turmoil, a lot of changes inside. Maybe you would have to compromise a lot if you want this, to work well with this particular actress or actress. You would kind of have to, like, compromise certain things that you might have not possibly compromised just as easily in a regular relationship. I think sometimes those dynamics kind of change and boundaries are slightly on the gray zones when it comes to celebrities, because they travel a lot, they meet a lot of people, their work environment doesn't always respect the human body, right? When it comes to, adding extra hours of work or interacting between two actors and actresses. And I remember there's a specific title, like the coaches that basically say what you're okay with and what you're not okay with, things like that. So these are some examples of like how it would maybe cause some friction when it comes to like, oh, but I know I like them, but their work kind of gets in their way sometimes, stuff like that. But it feels like they would, if you want, right? If they and you want a compromise, it is possible, but it would be like a very maybe karmic connection, because I think you guys are repeating cycles about things that you already experienced with your own lives, and somehow getting together and how they would treat you would be very similarly to what they've been doing. It's like they're not really changing much. They're very, not stale, but like very stagnant in that treatment of like, I made these mistakes with my previous partner, but I'm trying not to with you, but I end up doing them anyways, kind of thing. And with you, it feels like you would have so much anguish and pain. Maybe because they might trigger certain things relating to your past, or maybe they're not respecting your wishes or your boundaries. It feels like that. It feels like you guys want to give yourself this illusion that it can work out or it can be fixed, and maybe for a short term it is a possible idea to have that, but it just feels to me like it's just you guys are not having all these tools at your hand, at your disposable. I think I'm missing the word, but at your table, right? Wouldn't do you much good, because it feels like you guys could be well equipped with the right tools, but you're not using them correctly, or you're not using them the way you're supposed to in a connection, right? So maybe you might, go out with each other, have a good time, but then you forget to like spend time together and like, talk about your day, or you want you want your own space, and the other one wants more like, I guess, like, hey, let's talk, let's do these things together, like that need to have a different type of communication. It feels like that. It's like, not that it's missed, but it feels very much like you guys could start off with rose-colored glasses on, and that's how you guys would be treated. It's like, oh, this person's great, they're different, but at the end of the day, because you're not trying to purposely get out of your same habits or be open about your emotions, for example, like this one on the left, this person's not very, they keep certain things to themselves, and you over here are also kind of introspective when it comes to your opinions and thoughts. It would just be like you're not being confrontational about the things that you really desire and need in this connection, right? So it feels like you would maybe gaslight each other to some extent, but not purposely. It feels like you want a lot of things from each other, but you might not give it to each other when you need it, right? Or want, right? So that's how that would happen. So thank you, pile 1. Pile number 2. Oops. I know I totally switched up for pile 3, but I put it back. Put it back in its original place. Pile number 2, you guys have the Ace of Cups reversed. King of Pentacles reversed. And then your last card is the Queen of Swords reversed. So how would your celebrity actor or actress treat you, pile number 1? First off, talk about all these reversal reversal energies, very internal energy. A lot of things being kept hidden privately for only you guys to see and nobody else to see. So this person keeps to themselves. They're someone that you're not going to read through them easily when it comes to what maybe like a love confection. Why was I thinking about confectionaries? If you're expecting them to be the person who like comes up with love confession, because I feel that's what you're kind of asking for, this person's not that type. This person kind of keeps to themselves, maybe they're a little bit more safe when it comes to who they pick and choose to have this bond with, because again, they might have been played before, so, or manipulated into situations that they felt fooled by. So because they've been made a fool before, they're very, very picky when it comes to who they decide to address this cup for, right? So for this person, I feel that they kind of keep that to themselves. They're very much people who are very independent, not so much a person who relies on others to consider them when it comes to a love potential connection. So they might be a tad bit selfish from time to time, but it's something that they have to, either they endured or they learned, because that's what they ended up getting when they formed caring connections with people, not just a love connection. They received a certain type of treatment. It was a conditional sorry, my voice is going out. It was conditional, therefore they just assumed that position of, this is my default position, where I just know how to give to myself, care for myself, and only care about what I have to think and say in a union. So you're going to have to either try very hard with this person to get them out of their shell, get them to show you and be a little bit more expressive, because you're very much like self-care, indulging, but they keep a lot of their emotions to themselves, especially love confessions. It feels like they won't offer you their cup easily, so you're going to have to work on that. That's how they would treat you. With the King of Pentacles reversed, I do think that this person, once you get them out of that shell, they are very giving, very caring, very protective, very it just, with these combinations, I feel very Jupiterian energy. There's someone who doesn't put conditions to their love once they open that heart space and they know that you're worth fighting for. I think of Mulan too, right? A girl worth fighting for. So they are someone that's they're emotional when they need to. Once you pull out those onion layers, right? I also wanted to pull another Shrek analogy here. An ogre is like an onion. So maybe they kind of give off that grouch kind of vibe. But if you really, really like this person, this actor or actress, you're going to have to invest in this connection, because this connection's going to take a while. This connection's going to, require a lot of patience from you. And if you have the patience, if you have the endurance to actually get to know this person, talk to this person, get them comfortable to express themselves and their feelings, then they could invest in you and show you that they actually care for you, actually want to take you out on a date, buy you a little ice cream or coffee, or like, hey, I remembered, you like this breakfast in the morning, or hey, let's go have lunch. Small things, right? It can always be bigger things as the connection progresses, but it does feel like this person kind of tippy toes on that. Let me just kind of show you small gestures so I play it safe, but still comfortable enough that they know that I'm showing interest, right? With you, with the Queen of Swords reversed, you are someone that I think you expect and require people to not show interest when it comes to your feelings, but you require them to respect the fact that you are a very sentimental person. And maybe this person's sentimental. Wait, who would be the sentimental? I think both of you could, now that I think of it. both will be kind of sentimental, but you are more, just a bit more. Mostly because the Queen of Swords is reversed, and this person with the Ace of Cups reversed kind of takes longer to kind of get to that soft, mushy part. The underbelly, right? The cute little underbelly of all the animals that they have. When you like get not the confidence, the comfort to be comfortable around somebody. But yeah, there's some sentimentality to you, and you let them know that's very important. I think you're someone that thinks emotions are very important, even if you don't speak them out loud. You have this way of expressing them by, maybe you won't say things, but you might write them down. You might be the person who writes down little love notes, or you let them know that they're loved with like little, like, if you make them, I keep wanting to say breakfast. If you make them like some breakfast item and you put it in their lunch bag, like, hey, I made lunch for you and me, and you put a little like heart or something. Like, it feels like little gestures that can be subtle or something that you do and appreciate. So maybe that's how you might try to kind of lure them in, but it takes you a while too. So this is a very possible good connection. I feel it's a little bit better than the one I felt for pile 1. And how they would treat you. They would treat you with respect, but it would be something that you guys would have to kind of work with for the long run. But I mean, again, if you're putting the effort, this could be great. You learn as you go, right? You might kind of, step on each other's toes from time to time, because maybe you could also be a little bit icy with each other, calculating. Mostly for like self-protection. You guys don't want to hurt each other's feelings. You guys don't, but it's like you don't want to hurt each other's feelings, but most importantly, you don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself by showing your emotions and your cards in your hand. So I think you're the very thoughtful thinking one. Very thoughtful, very inviting, but very shy. And this person is all that, but internally, like, you're just gonna have to work with them. This isn't me saying that they're cold, but usually colder people, that exterior that people always give, it's because they haven't been treated well, so they form this layer of protection. That's what it feels like. So this could be a possible good connection, but it's gonna require more effort in your part, right? So do with that what you will. It's interesting. So on to the next one, pile 3. You guys have the 5 of Swords upright, the 8 of Swords reversed, and your last card is 7 of Swords reversed. Wow, talk about sword energy. Am I right or am I right? Wow. It's been a while since I had so much sword energy. So, pile number 3. On the left is your celebrity crush. On the right is you. In the middle is the filling. So, this person you're thinking about has won some battles, but they've lost some battles. A lot of arguments, I feel. How will they treat you? I feel like, what are you trying to? I just feel, okay, this one's odd to me, this energy, mostly because I feel that this pile kind of gives like a chessboard. It feels like you guys want to have it. It's not that you want power plays, but it feels like who is the most smartest, most cunning, most agile, most strategic, the person who does that feels like an ego trip. So with you, with the Seven of Swords reverse, you put your cards on the table, but from time to time, you can be sneaky. So are you trying to be sneaky about how you approach them, how you talk to them, how you... It feels like maybe you want to help them, but there's an ulterior motive because you want to assist them in some way, because you are smart, you're capable, but you want to get away with it because you're scheming behind the scenes. Maybe not something nefarious, but you're scheming a plan to get them to be interested in you. That's what it feels like. And this person is so used to maybe... I think this person's very used to having people kiss their ASS, right? Or having people kind of do that but still show different colors. So it feels like this person's very good at discernment. You both are playing mental games, but very different mental games. And that's why you're kind of wary of each other. It's interesting. This feels like a chessboard for me when it comes to this. Very airy. Both of you could have strong air placements in your charts, but it feels like you guys are very talkative, thinking people, but also introspective people. Specifically you. Which you would be on the right side. So I do feel that you're very strategic. And so is this person. But one is more... I feel the left one is more confrontational, and you on the right side will be someone who's more behind the scenes confrontational. So you guys play very different mental games. In and out. And with this Eight of Swords reversed, I feel that you're trying to get them to feel better, particularly, possibly, about something that might not be that great. Maybe it's like a mental health struggle, because it's still sword energy, something that can be talked about, communicated, but it's not tangible. It's not a tangible thing. So maybe you're trying to ease up on their pain. They must have some anguish, mental crisis, or something that's bothering them, but they're not saying. But you can kind of pick up on that within conversations, or maybe the things that they don't say is what you pick up, and you're good at that. So you're good at picking up these things. And how would they treat you? Well, I mean, if this is like vice versa, that's more or less how it would happen, right? Whatever energy is being picked up. But I do think that they would treat you with caution. A lot of caution. But they would still lend an ear to see, what do you have to say? So there's a lot of mental stimulation in here, but you play very different mental games. So they would treat you with respect because they do see you as intellectually smart. Maybe they're equal, maybe even more than them because you are smart. Like it's five swords. If I said 5 of wands, I'm sorry, but it's swords. 5, 8, 7. So not necessarily raising the bar, but it's still going up, right? Those higher numbers in swords. So you guys have maybe a lot of responsibilities and a lot of burdens that they might not openly talk about, but you pick up because you might have experienced that yourself. So you're kind of going behind the scenes and like trying to score some brownie points to get on their good side. So it could be very possible that it could work, but I do think there's someone that could treat you with that respect that's like, this person is onto something. Let me hear, what do they have to say? Very strategic. So I don't know why I keep thinking of like that movie with Sandra Bullock, and I think it's Hugh Grant. I think is it 2? I think it's 2 weeks notice. I think that's the movie. And if I'm saying the wrong title, I'm sorry, but he becomes so dependent on what she has to say as his secretary, I think, or his worker, right? I forgot. Personal assistant, that he can't think for himself properly. He's enticed to know, what is she thinking? How would she go about this issue? He's interested in knowing a very different way of thinking, because you could also be very unique in how you think about solutions and problems. And they're like, I didn't think about that. That's smart. I need to keep you around. That kind of environment. That's how they would treat you. It's like, they would go to you, and they would be fascinated with the answers that you have to say for their issues, because you find it so black and white. It's so simple. And this person's fascinated by how you think. It's like, I didn't think about that. So it feels like a chessboard. It just feels like that. It's like someone who's very strategic and smart, calculating, because they know how to approach problems in very critical ways. So they would treat you fairly, but it's more so, not so much like a physical thing, but it's so much respect mentally. There's a lot of mental stimulation here, and talks, and intellectual smart talks. And that's how you guys would approach each other, through conversations. Possibly behind the scenes, prying eyes, because I don't think this person's comfortable getting people to know their business. Again, this person has to fight off people and have verbal arguments about their privacy, possibly, and what they're thinking, basically, so people don't get nosy about their life. So that's what I have for you guys. Maybe I didn't say too much about how they would treat you, but I gave you a good idea, didn't I? So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. So bye, everybody.